Hybrid parking mode. The brand new Viofo A329S has an industry first new hybrid parking mode. And you might be wondering, what is this? Does it mean it works with my hybrid vehicle? What is it going to do for me that's different than any other parking mode? So first, let's actually dive into what the industry standard is for parking modes. Well, when we actually look at the majority of dash cameras, most of them actually have motion detection, time lapse, and some dash cameras on the market like the Vuroid, Thinkware, FindView, and a few others have what's called low current draw impact detection mode. So let's differentiate these. So motion detection means that if there's any movement around the vehicle, it will record and write that video directly to the event folder. Time lapse will constantly record at a low frame rate, typically anywhere from 1 to 10 frames per second, depending on the actual dash camera. And if we look at low bitrate recording just takes down the bitrate to save space, so it's not as good video quality, but it's constantly recording at 30 frames per second. And then the impact detection, the way impact detection works is basically it goes into a sleep mode, and if your vehicle is hit, it wakes up and starts recording. Now, some dash cameras on the market do a really terrible job in this mode, and if you want to check out this video here where we actually test all the different impact detections on the market, or if you want to learn more about the A329S's impact detection, you can also watch this video right here. The hybrid parking mode. It is actually going to merge these normal parking modes with the new low current draw impact detection that Viofo's A329S now has. And this is actually a very big breakthrough because most of our customers, we tell them if you're going to use like motion detection or time lapse or low bit rate or one of these types of parking modes, we recommend not really going longer than 3 hours just because of the amount of current draw. So typically, most of these dash cameras draw anywhere from 250 to like 500 milliamps of current, which is actually quite a bit, while the impact detection is as low as 30 milliamps on the actual Viofo dash camera. So what could happen now is, let's say you're only worried about maybe when you go for coffee, you go shopping, you go out and eat at a restaurant, maybe you only want to have it set for 1 to 2 hours. Well, now in this mode, you can go and set a cutoff timer. And you can set the cutoff timer for, say, 2 hours. And now it will record in that no more low bit rate, time lapse, or auto event detection for the first 2 hours. After that 2 hour mark hits, it now drops down in current and is just waiting to see if there's any impacts. And why this is a big deal is because a lot of people want it to record overnight, they don't want to invest in a battery pack because a battery pack is usually, anywhere from like $400 to $500, plus installation. If you're not installing it yourself, it kind of racks up the bill quite a bit. So now you can actually have it set for 2 hours or an hour or 30 minutes because it is a Viofo dash camera, all the way up to 48 hours. And after it's done, that mode or that timer, it will actually switch right over to the low current draw impact only mode. And especially think about this. Maybe you're someone in Vancouver or New York or somewhere else where you park directly on the street. Now it will wake up and record if there's an impact after a certain set time. So let's see how we have to go through and set this up. So we're going to go to parking mode. I'm going to set hybrid parking recording. And when I do this, you're going to see, please set vehicle battery protection setting. So the reason why it's saying this is because if you don't set that up, it will not allow you to set the hybrid parking mode. So when I go into vehicle battery protection, I'm currently using an HK4 cable. And because I'm using an HK4 cable, you can only use the cutoff time. The cutoff voltage is only going to be available in the HK6. And the main reason why is because the HK4 already has the cutoff voltage selector in it. It has 11.8 volts, 12, 12.2, and 12.4 volts directly hooked up in the cable. So the cutoff voltage will not work. Now, currently on the app, it will allow me to set it, and it won't give me any errors. So if I actually go and set it for 12.4 volts, it's not going to give me any errors at all on the app. But I will tell you right now, it will not work. So I'm going to turn that off. But that's something that Viofo, obviously, they're in the process of releasing, that this is going to be something that they're going to have to correct and fix. But if I go right here, if I go right here in the vehicle battery protection, and I set up cutoff time, and let's say I'm someone who I have a lot of coffee meetings, maybe I'm a traveling salesperson, or maybe I'm just someone who just goes shopping quite a bit, like I need to go get groceries, or little trinkets, or maybe I only stop for little short periods of time, meet friends for coffee, and I'm only worried about maybe it recording for an hour. So what happens is I can go and I can set the cutoff time for 1 hour. And you can actually set it in vehicle battery protection from anywhere from off to 48 hours. Now, if you have it on off, obviously, it is not going to work for the hybrid parking mode. So you need to be setting some sort of time. And now if I go into parking mode and select hybrid parking recording, you're going to see it's going to work. It's going to turn on. But now I have to select, do I want to use time lapse 1 frame per second, low bit rate, or auto event detection? Now, low bit rate is typically what we recommend to most people. So now if I click OK, it is now activated. And how this actually works is it's now going to record in low bit rate for 1 full hour. And after that hour, it will go into the hypersleep low power mode. And it'll draw anywhere from 29 milliamps to about 50 milliamps of current, depending on the configuration that you have set up for your dash camera in parking mode, which is 1, 2, or 3 channels. Now, keep in mind, this is not final specs. This is preliminary specs I'm giving you on the current draw. We're probably going to see a little bit of different current draw specs on the final production units. We only have a pre-production unit at this point in time. So as we actually continue going through this, when it goes into parking mode after 1 hour, like I said, it's going to go directly into parking mode and low power mode. And then it's only going to wake up when there's an impact to the vehicle after that 1 hour of time. So if you're somebody who parks on the street and you're worried about maybe an impact happening while you're parked, well, now it will only wake up when there's that impact. If there is no impact at all, it won't wake up and it won't record anything. It'll actually just stay in that hypersleep mode. And how you actually do this is you can actually change the impact sensitivity settings for parking mode. Will actually change the impact sensitivity for this dash camera in the impact detection mode. So hopefully that gives you a good explanation of how that works. I hope you enjoyed our video on the new Viofo A329S's hybrid parking mode. I really think that a lot of other dashcam manufacturers are going to start introducing this feature. I think it's really cool, and I think a lot of customers are going to like it. If you are looking to support us in any way, we do offer and sell dash cameras on safedrivesolutions.com. We do ship to the United States and Canada. And if you're looking for professional installation in Greater Vancouver or Toronto, check us out, safedrivesolutions.com. Cheers.